How to Keep House While Drowning, by Casey Davis. Introduction. I want you to imagine something for me. Picture a young mother with a brand new baby who has just come home from the hospital. She also has a toddler, full of energy, and a global pandemic has just locked the entire world down. She is isolated, overwhelmed, and completely exhausted. And in the laundry room, a mountain is growing. A pile of clean, but unfolded, laundry. Every day, she sees it. And with every glance, a voice in her head gets a little louder. Failure. You can't even handle this. This simple thing. For 7 straight months, she and her family lived out of that pile of clean clothes on the floor. Not one single item was folded. That young mother was Casey Davis, a licensed professional therapist. And that painful, overwhelming experience became the seed for a revolutionary book called How to Keep House While Drowning. This isn't just another book about cleaning tips or organization hacks. In fact, it's not really a cleaning book at all. It's a book about compassion. It's a lifeline for anyone who has ever looked at a messy room, a sink full of dishes, or a long overdue shower and felt a crushing wave of shame. It's for the person staring at what some call a depression nest and thinking, how can I be failing at something so simple? And here is my promise to you today. By the end of our time together, you will hold the key to silencing that critical, bullying voice in your head. You will understand a profound and life-changing secret, that the state of your room has absolutely nothing to do with your worth as a person. And you'll have a gentle, compassionate roadmap to find your way back to feeling functional, one small, kind step at a time. This is about giving yourself permission to be human. So take a deep breath. Let go of the shoulds and the supposed toes, and let's dive in. Book summary. Most of us walk through life carrying a heavy, invisible rulebook. We don't even know where it came from, but its rules are crystal clear. Rule 1. Good, successful, worthy people have clean homes. Rule 2. Productive people are valuable. Lazy people are not. Rule 3. Rest is something you earn, a reward for getting all your work done. And so, we look at the basic tasks of life, the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, our own hygiene, and we see them not as simple functions, but as a moral report card. When the house is clean, we get an A. We feel, for a moment, like a good person. A real adult. When it's messy, we get an F. We feel like a failure. A fraud. This is the game we're all playing. And it is a painful, exhausting, and unwinnable game. Because care tasks, as the author Casey Davis calls them, never, ever end. Inside our minds, this moral report card creates a terrible drama between two characters. First, there's the inner bully. This is the voice that yells at you when you look at the mess. Look at this filth. You are so lazy, it screams. How could you let it get this bad? And who is the bully yelling at? It's yelling at the little self. This is the quiet, wounded part of you that internalizes the shame. It's the voice that whispers, "What's wrong with me? Why is this so easy for everyone else? I'm failing." This is an abusive relationship happening entirely inside your own head, and it is the true source of your suffering. It's not the pile of unfolded laundry that's causing you so much pain. It's the story you're telling yourself about what that laundry means. This is where Casey Davis steps in and throws out the entire rulebook. She offers a foundational truth so simple, yet so radical, that it can change everything. Are you ready for it? Care tasks are morally neutral. Let that sink in for a moment. Doing the laundry isn't good. Not doing the laundry isn't bad. It's just laundry. It has no more moral value than breathing. A sink full of dishes doesn't mean you're a failure. It might just mean you cook dinner for your family 3 nights in a row. A messy floor doesn't mean you're disgusting. It's just a floor. These tasks are functions, not virtues. You are not a failure because you can't keep up with laundry. Laundry is morally neutral. When you truly begin to believe this, the entire landscape of your inner world changes. The old, shame-based rulebook becomes useless, and you can start writing a new one based on a set of beautiful, compassionate principles. These are what the author calls the 6 pillars of struggle care. The first, and most important, is the one we've just discussed. Care tasks are morally neutral. From that powerful idea, the second pillar naturally follows. You deserve kindness, regardless of your level of functioning. Think about that. You don't have to clean your room to earn the right to be spoken to with compassion. You don't have to check off your to-do list before you are worthy of love. You deserve kindness right now, in this exact moment, whether you're on top of the world or can't get out of bed. The author discovered that what motivated people most wasn't a clever tip, but the gentle permission to be struggling. It was kindness that finally moved them to act. Imagine what could happen if we turned that kindness inward. This leads us directly to the third pillar, which dismantles another one of those old, cruel rules. The third pillar is, rest is a right, not a reward. So many of us live with the nagging feeling that we can't sit down, we can't relax, we can't have fun until all the work is done. But as we know, the work is never done. So we either run ourselves into the ground, or we try to rest while the inner bully screams at us that we're lazy and don't deserve it. The truth is, rest is not a luxury. It is a fundamental human need, just like food and water. It is not something you earn. It is your right. In fact, it is responsible to rest, because rest is what gives you the energy to function in the first place. And that brings us to the fourth pillar. Shame is the enemy of functioning. Our society teaches us that shame is a good motivator. That if we just feel bad enough about ourselves, we'll finally get our act together. But Casey Davis reveals that this is a lie. Shame doesn't motivate, it paralyzes. When you look at a task and feel a wave of shame, your brain registers it as pain. And what does our brain want to do with pain? Avoid it. So shame makes you avoid the very task that's causing it, which creates more shame, which leads to more avoidance. It is a vicious, crippling cycle. The only way to break the cycle is to take shame out of the equation. So, if the goal isn't a perfectly clean house, what is it? That's the fifth pillar. Good enough is perfect. This is about letting go of the all-or-nothing thinking that keeps so many of us stuck. The old rulebook says you have to wash, dry, fold, and put away the entire load of laundry for it to count. The good enough is perfect rule says that washing just 3 pairs of underwear so you have something clean for tomorrow is a total victory. It's about shifting your perspective from a moral one to a functional one. And this is the secret that unlocks everything. You must stop asking, is my house clean enough to make me a good person? And start asking a much kinder, more practical question. What does my space need to be functional for me? This leads to one of the book's most powerful mantras. You do not exist to serve your space exists to serve you. A moral view says, my kitchen counters must be spotless at all times. This is exhausting and impossible. A functional view says, I need one small, clean space on the counter to make myself a sandwich. Suddenly, the overwhelming task of cleaning the whole kitchen becomes a simple, 5-minute task of clearing a small corner. You cared for yourself. You made your space serve you. Anything beyond that is a bonus, not a requirement. Sweeping a clear path from your bed to the bathroom so you don't trip is a win. Wiping down just the part of the mirror you look into is a win. Good enough is perfect. This philosophy extends to a broader, and incredibly important, sixth pillar. You can't save the rainforest if you're depressed. This is about harm reduction. In a perfect world, we would all be perfectly eco-friendly, shop locally, and make everything from scratch. But when you are struggling just to survive, you are not choosing between using a paper plate or a ceramic one. You are often choosing between eating off a paper plate or not eating at all. In that moment, using the paper plate is always the ethical choice. The author shares a beautiful analogy about juggling glass balls and plastic balls. Your health, feeding yourself, taking your medicine, those are glass balls. If you drop them, they shatter. Things like recycling perfectly or avoiding all plastic, those are plastic balls. They are important, but if you have to drop them for a season to keep the glass balls in the air, they will be there on the floor, waiting for you to pick them up again when you are stronger. Your only job in a crisis is to survive. Once this new, compassionate foundation is built, we can finally talk about the how. But these aren't your typical cleaning hacks. This is what the author calls gentle skill building. These are strategies designed to work with your brain when it's overwhelmed, not against it. Let's take a common scenario. You walk into a room, and it's a complete disaster. It feels like a tidal wave of clutter. The immediate instinct is to feel paralyzed. You don't even know where to start. This is where the 5-category cleaning method comes in. The author explains that no matter how messy a room looks, there are actually only 5 kinds of things in it: trash, dishes, laundry, things that have a place but aren't in it, and things that don't have a place at all. The method is simple. You ignore everything else and focus on only one category at a time. 1. First, you take a trash bag and you only look for trash. Nothing else. Put it all in the bag. Don't even take the bag out yet, just get the trash collected. 2. Next, you only look for dishes. Gather them all and put them in the sink or on the counter. Don't wash them. 3. Then, you take a basket and only look for laundry. Put all clothes and shoes in the basket. Don't do the laundry. Look at what you've done. In a very short amount of time, with minimal decision-making, you have already made a massive visual and functional improvement. You've removed the things most likely to cause smells or attract pests. Each completed category gives your brain a little hit of dopamine, a feeling of accomplishment that fuels you to keep going. This method works because it tells your overwhelmed brain exactly what to look for, one simple thing at a time. The same gentle approach applies to personal hygiene, a topic where people often feel the most intense shame. The author reminds us that showering is functional, not moral. If taking a full shower drains all of your energy for the day, then it is not serving you. The good enough is perfect approach is to create a hygiene kit that you can keep by your bed or wherever you spend the most time. This kit might have baby wipes, dry shampoo, deodorant, and disposable toothbrushes. It's about meeting your needs in a way that is accessible to you right now, without judgment. Anything worth doing is worth doing partially. Using mouthwash is better than doing nothing for your teeth. Wiping yourself down with a warm washcloth is a valid way to care for your body. Finally, there's a beautiful concept that reframes chores from a burden into a gift. It's the idea of being kind to future you. When you're standing in the kitchen at the end of a long day, you might not have the energy to clean everything. But you can think, what is one small thing I can do right now that will make tomorrow morning's version of me have an easier time? Maybe it's just rinsing out the coffee pot. Maybe it's putting the dirty baby bottles in the dishwasher so they'll be clean tomorrow. Maybe it's just throwing away the food wrappers on the counter. This isn't about shaming yourself into being productive. It's an act of love and kindness for the person you will be in a few hours. You are setting your future self up for success. And on days when even that feels like too much, that's okay too. The author makes a crucial distinction between a skill deficit and a support deficit. Sometimes, the problem isn't that you don't know how to do something. It's that you are in a season of life where you simply do not have the support, time, or energy to do it. And trying to be better will only exhaust you further. In those moments, the most compassionate and functional thing you can do is let yourself off the hook, find small moments of joy, and just limp through until the season passes. This entire philosophy is about a gentle, radical shift. It's moving from self-criticism to self-compassion. It's understanding that caring for yourself is how you learn to care about yourself, not the other way around. And it's knowing, deep in your bones, that you do not exist to maintain a space of static perfection. You exist to live, to love, and to experience joy. And your home is simply the functional backdrop for that beautiful life. Commentary. As we come to the end of our journey through How to Keep House While Drowning, I find myself reflecting on just how profoundly countercultural this message is. We live in an age of highlight reels. Every day, you scroll through images of perfectly organized pantries, minimalist living rooms, and people who seem to have it all together. It's a relentless flood of shoals that can make the messy reality of everyday life feel like a personal failing. And that, I believe, is why this book has resonated so deeply with millions of people. It's not a book, it's an exhale. It's the moment you realize you can stop holding your breath, stop striving for an impossible standard, and just be. The single most powerful idea, for me, is that care tasks are morally neutral. When you really internalize that, it's like taking off a 50-pound backpack you didn't even know you were carrying. It frees you from a lifetime of shame. This is especially vital for your generation. The pressure to be perfect, to be productive, to be constantly optimizing and achieving, is immense. This book is a powerful antidote. It teaches that your worth is inherent. It isn't measured in folded laundry or empty sinks. It's unconditional. It reminds us that being human is messy, and that's not a flaw to be fixed. It's a reality to be embraced with kindness. So, how can you start putting this radical compassion into practice today, right now? Here are 3 simple, gentle actions you can take. First, I want you to pick one, just one, care task that you often attach shame to. Maybe it's the clothes on your floor, or the fact that you haven't changed your bed sheets in a while. Picture it in your mind. Now, I want you to say this out loud, even if it feels strange. This is morally neutral. Just feel the weight of that statement. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. That's the first step. Second, embrace the mantra "good enough is perfect." Look at that same task and ask yourself, what is the 5% version of this? Can't face cleaning your whole room? Can you just pick up the trash? Can't bring yourself to shower? Can you just brush your teeth? Do that one small, good enough thing, and then I want you to celebrate it as a complete and total victory. Because it is. And third, schedule rest into your day. And I mean actually schedule it. Put it in your phone's calendar. 3 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. Sit and do nothing. Treat it like the most important appointment of your day, because it just might be. Remember, rest is not a reward you have to earn. It is a right you are entitled to, and it is the fuel for everything else you do. That was our deep dive into How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. We've certainly touched on the core principles today, but I'll be honest with you, a summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you walk the path yourself. The true magic happens when you read the book, and a certain story or a simple phrase connects with you in a way you never expected. This overview is here to help you see if this book's path is one you want to walk. If anything we've talked about today has struck a chord deep inside you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning. It's an experience that can genuinely change the way you speak to yourself for the rest of your life. Also, if you found this summary valuable and it brought you a little bit of peace or a new perspective, please do me a small favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next journey into another life-changing book. Let's keep learning and growing together.